Hello viewers, I salute you. If this is the first time you are coming in contact with this our channel, please subscribe. Also share the video after watching. Now back again to the IBB's revelation. You see, there is every attempt to make Igbos responsible for the coup, or to make them look evil, or to tie the coup, that was the 1966 coup, on Ndi Igbo. Another attempt is to say that Igbo officers who participated in the coup told their brothers, the politicians and whoever, to leave the country. Because, you know, during the coup, Zik was outside the country. So they said they are accusing Igbo officers of telling their brothers to leave the country while they execute the coup. That is another attempt to pin it on Ndi Igbo. Now I want to let you know that, and I will show you a video to prove it to you, that all of the northern leaders, all of those who were clamped down in the coup, were actually aware that the coup was coming. And they had opportunity to live like Zik, but they did not leave. It wasn't the case of Zik was informed to run away. In fact, most of them knew of the timing of the coup, but they didn't leave. Now, in our previous video, I told you Akintola went to learn how to shoot guns, trained by Lajema, who was also killed in the coup, an army officer who was training Akintola. You wonder why he was also killed in the coup. Now, I'm going to shed more light to you. I would like us to watch this video and I'll be right back.
To finish, many northerners knew about the coup that was to take place that night.
I don't know how many is many, and I will tell you. I, for one, I speak for myself. I don't know.
Alhaji Yusuf knew.
He was in a position to know because he was a police officer. I don't know him.
Thank you very much. Apart from him, if he knew, he was in a position to know.
Many people knew.
He was there. Oh,
many Nigerians knew. Many Igbos knew.
That's what I'm telling you.
There were suggestions of coup.
That's what I want to tell you.
But not 15th of January.
Alhaji Yusuf knew of the coup of the 14th night.
Is that so?
Yes.
Good.
Let me tell you that he knew. He also told the Sardauna.
He did?
I say he did. He's here.
Good.
Isn't he here?
Who, Sardauna?
Who was the commander, the brigade commander of in the north, in Kaduna?
Brigadier Ademelogun.
He knew about the coup.
He did?
Yes.
Well, he did then.
Good. He told Sardauna about the coup.
Ah.
Yes.
Okay. He told him.
He advised Sardauna that it was better that they take him to the Chad or Niger.
I heard so too.
Very well.
I heard the story.
Oh, you have heard it. See, we're all hearing the same thing because we are the same age.
Yes.
Now, Akintola knew.
I heard he knew.
Good. And he flew to Kaduna on that Friday afternoon to brief Ahmadu Bello.
So I heard.
Thank you. Abubakar knew.
He did?
Yes.
Well, okay.
Did you hear he knew?
He knew.
Yes.
He knew.
The British High Commissioner wanted to provide him a room at the commission and he refused. Do you know that?
So they knew. The British High Commissioner knew.
I'm coming to that. I'm coming to that because you mentioned a foreign government.
I know what I know. I don't know what they know.
Did you hear later that the British High Commissioner said, my friend, sit, come in my room, come and I'll keep you, the flag will protect you. Because that night, something was going to happen.
My Lord, this was not my evidence, but we are enriched.
It's not your evidence. I'm asking you what you know or what you have heard about this coup.
Oh, sorry.
Unless you took part and want to hide it.
You can investigate me.
It's too late.
It's never too late.
All right.
The crime is a crime.
Let us find out what you heard or what you know.
Yes. Before or after the event?
Before the coup.
Well, all this you say, I never knew before the coup.
Do you know that there was a Commonwealth conference that night?
I know of it, yes.
Good. That the one Mr. Wilson was the Prime Minister.
Who?
Wilson.
Yes, Harold Wilson.
Did you hear that he also offered Abubakar the frigate that was in Apapa?
I must have read it somewhere.
Thank you very much. You read them after the coup?
I read or heard of them after the coup.
Did you investigate them?
It's not my duty to investigate.
Thank you.
He's talking about...
Show him this document. My Lord, I apply to tender it. Copy of the Outlook.
Yes.
Just wait. Wait. When it is tendered.
Well, that will be all for that for now. Yeah. I will still shed more light on this. I will still show you a Punch newspaper of the interview of Ahmadu Bello's driver. I will read out that revelation he gave concerning the coup. You will see whether it aligns properly with the video you just saw. You know, some people were arguing that they are not aware. Now you saw what happened. Even the British High Commission was aware. Now, in a future video, a near future video, I will still talk about that of the British High Commissioner. There's an important thing to learn about what has to do with that British High Commissioner. Nigeria. Although many are already aware of all of this, but IBB's book, there are a lot to be learned. Not just about this book, but it has triggered something new that Nigerians should learn. And you learn, some of you will learn to seal your mouth if you don't know what to say. People like Reno Omokri and Femi Fani-Kayode. You zip your mouth if you don't know what to say. Now, I want to show you a picture. But before I show you that picture of Ahmadu Bello's driver, an interview he gave to Punch newspaper in 2019, I want to tell you how I have viewed this previously. You know, I used to tell you here that the northern casualties in the coup were aware that the coup was coming. I told you how Ahmadu Bello was aware and was told he wanted to go to Ghana or somewhere else. You had, according to that video, he was asked to go to Niger. He was given an opportunity to go to Niger. I told you about that. I told you how Akintola started training for firearms by Lajema, an army officer who was also killed in the coup. You saw a connection. I specifically pointed this out that I read that through Matthew Mbu's book. Matthew Mbu is not an Igbo. But some people said he worked for Juku. But it's not an Igbo. But there are many sources that are saying the same thing. Now you will hear from the horse's mouth. I believe a driver to Ahmadu Bello will be able to say or pass certain truthful message about that. You know, a lot of these people were sharing the truths. They never knew it will come to that. At a point, we will fix the puzzle. And that is where we are right now. So, Zeke was aware. He left. So, it wasn't as if Igbo officers told their Igbo politicians to run away. No, everyone had the opportunity to run away. You heard what they said? The High Commissioner asked Abubakar, come and stay in our place. They all had the opportunity. It wasn't as if, oh, Igbo officers, Igbo politicians leave, let's kill. No. All of this I'm doing is an attempt to prove to you it wasn't an Igbo coup, and it wasn't. It doesn't take, it's not hard to prove. Those who are saying it's an Igbo coup only points at the outcome. Now let's look at this. Look at this image you are seeing. That is Maradun. Maradun. Maybe, I don't know if I'm getting the pronunciation right. Maradun. He was Ahmadu Bello's driver. He said, that is Punch newspaper report. He said, Ahmadu Bello, Akintola, knew about 1966 coup, but refused to flee. This is according to Maradun, the late Sardauna's driver. They knew about the coup, but they refused to flee. Now, I will read the detail of this. It's a long story, but I will read part that concerns where he answered what he knew about his boss as at the time of the coup. So, like I said, Maradun's interview was in 2019. He was the driver to the late Ahmadu Bello. Now, look at the interview by Punch newspaper. They said, how did you hear about his death? Now, I will start from where it concerns what we are discussing presently. He said, I did not take it seriously because I wasn't living in Sardauna's house. I was living nearby. It was when one Abdullahi ran to my house and said, the opposition, the action group, probably Awolowo's group, you know, there is a, the Ahmadu Bello group, the Ahmadu Bello and the Abubakar people support Akintola. So maybe they are thinking the attack on Ahmadu Bello was from the action group, until later when everybody understood what happened. So he said, the action group had killed Sardauna, that it dawned on me. Okay, now let me read again so that you understand. He said, I did not take it seriously because I wasn't living in Sardauna's house. I was living nearby. It was when one Abdullahi ran to my house and said the opposition, the action group, had killed Sardauna, that it dawned on me that the gunshots my wife said she had must be connected to Chief Samuel Akintola's discussion with Sardauna some days earlier, some days before the coup. Now, let's read again. Now, look at the question thrown at him. How was he killed from the account you had? How was his boss, Ahmadu Bello, killed from the account he had? Now, look at his answer. He said, the only episode I was not privy to was the killing of the late Sardauna, but I was privileged to know other things that happened from my vantage position as one of the closest drivers to him. The unfortunate incident occurred in the month of Ramadan, after Sardauna returned home via Malam Aminu Kano International Airport from Umrah, Lesser Hajj. The following day, as soon as we arrived in Kaduna, Chief Samuel Akintola, the premier of the Western region, called Sardauna on the telephone to say he was coming to see him in Kaduna. Yanda Agungu Ali, senior driver, Hassan Lemu, and I were sent to the airport to receive Samuel Akintola. Unknown to us, Chukwuma Nzogu, who had been monitoring the movement of Sardauna, trailed us to the airport and back to Sardauna's residence. When Akintola arrived at Sardauna's residence, while they were having a discussion, I overheard Akintola asking Sardauna if he was aware that the military wanted to overthrow their governments. Sardauna said he was not aware of such plans and asked Akintola what he had planned to do. Akintola answered that he came with an aircraft and they should run out of the country. But Sardauna categorically said no, that he was not going to leave Nigeria because some people wanted to overthrow his government. He assured Akintola that he would give him the necessary support to go to any neighboring country he wanted to flee to. The courage shown by Sardauna made Akintola to jettison his plan to flee the country. He then told Sardauna that he was going back to Ibadan and that anything that would happen to Sardauna should also happen to him. Then we took Akintola back to the airport. The driver was still saying, this is an interview by Punch newspaper. You can go and confirm. Now he continued. On his last Friday on earth, Sardauna went for Jumat prayer dressed in a dark green babariga made from Guinea brocade fabric. When he returned home, he did not enter the house. He ordered that his share should be brought outside within the compound so that his assailants would not need to stress themselves in entering the house before they would overthrow his government. He wants to, give them opportunity to come and do what they want to do. That is like, oh, bring my share outside. I want to stay outside. Let them come. I'm ready. Now, he went on. He said, it was from that spot that he went for Azor prayer at 4 p.m. and returned there till he broke his fast for the day. On this particular night, 4 men, the commissioner of police, MD Yusuf. Now, let's stop here a little while. MD Yusuf was also mentioned by the other guy in the video. He was the commissioner of police. The man you saw, the fair man. Yeah. And in the video you saw, that was at the Oputa panel. So the man in that video, the interrogator said, MD Yusuf was aware. That was MD Yusuf in that video, the man in with white bears. Now note, he said, on this particular night, 4 men, the commissioner of police, MD Yusuf, secretary to the premier, Ali Akilu, Yusuf Balanta, and Brigadier Samuel Ademulego. Remember, Samuel Ademulego was also mentioned as having knowledge of the planned coup in that video. He said they came to meet Sardauna and he led them to the conference room. They had a closed door meeting. And after the meeting, the visitors departed. About 30 minutes later, 3 of them came back without Brigadier Ademulego, and Sardauna led them again to the conference room. We don't know what they discussed. So you've had that. That was the interview of Maradu, who was Sardauna's driver. So it's like hearing from the horse's mouth. The man, his most favorite driver. The man who carries him about. Even though he was not living with him, but he was privy to what happened. So it's clear that they are aware of the coup. It wasn't that the Igbo politicians were tipped off so that they would run away. No, it's a case of they were all aware of the coup, but some decided to stay. This again proves it wasn't an Igbo coup. Because people are using that to say, oh, because it was Igbo planned, they have told some Igbo politicians to leave. At least this has cleared everything. And this is where I will end it on this one. Thanks for watching. Make sure you share this video while I'm Azoka OJ. Bye-bye for now.